Alright, everyone, Unique Perspectives here, and today we're going to look at some of the picks from Donald Trump. I guess you could officially call them nominations. And so let's just look at the pictures. Now, some of them are controversial. Almost all of them are not considered controversial, but I think a lot of that might have to do with them just being in a lower position than a high ranking position or a politician we're more familiar with. Like, who the heck knows who Lee Zeldin is or Elise Stefanik? Like, no one. We've heard a little bit about RFK Jr. because he ran for president, or Dr. Oz, or so and so, but like almost none of these people we've heard of. And then let's look at these ones. So these ones are the Senate confirmation not required. So they're either elected or it says named. The other ones it says announced. So the only one that I know of that's withdrawn is Matt Gaetz, because there was some prior investigation into like a sex trafficking scandal with a 17-year-old, and I believe he um, resigned from his House position, so they didn't further the investigation. Um, we could look at some of these people here. So I haven't looked up every single politician on Wikipedia and other places, but I've looked up a lot of the more recognizable figures or whatever already. And um, Marco Rubio, people say, is a rhino, but I don't think he is. He's only a liberal, it seems like, on guns. Like, he wanted to ban bump stocks and I believe some other things, like maybe, oh yeah, he wanted to put a limit on the size of a magazine, and he might have said something about assault rifles, but I don't know that for sure. But I should say the gist of Trump's picks. The main thing that you need to know, if you know nothing else from this video, if you listen to nothing else, was um, Trump picks people in general that are his buddies. It doesn't matter that much if they have a lot of experience and are qualified in the traditional sense, like how an employer would like pick someone. For him, it's like he picks people that he knows for the jobs that are going to be loyal to him, even though he did a bad job of picking Anthony Fauci and Deborah Birx during the COVID pandemic, whatever you call it, during his presidency. And they weren't, I don't even know if, I don't even think they were Republicans. They seemed like they were like highly liberal, and I don't know why he kept putting them in the spotlight. That made no sense to me. So, does Trump pick good workers? I don't think he does. Sometimes, but I feel like he just picks people that are going to benefit him. And I'm worried that he's picking people that are going to benefit him instead of the country. So let's look at some of them. I already talked about Marco Rubio. Pam Bondi, she's not very controversial. She's replacing Matt Gaetz because he resigned because he said he didn't want to cause a distraction for Trump's picks and stuff. And I get it. So I'm not saying Matt Gaetz is guilty. I'm just saying, like, I think he and America kind of realized that, yeah, it's just best for you to resign if you're like very controversial in the media. Not always. Sometimes you can write it out, but like, I think something like that, yeah, he should probably resign. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on whether he was actually guilty or not. Although I will say that, and this is my very controversial opinion, that let's say someone is a criminal, right? you could be a criminal and do a very good job as like an employee, you know what I mean? So let's say you've robbed a bank before. Yeah, everyone might look at you as a bad guy, but you might do the job a lot better than someone else. So I don't think society in general should look so much at your potential criminal past. And these are just allegations too. Like, Matt Gaetz was not even convicted of anything. These are allegations, so no real proof. And there's so many people that lie. I'll have to get to. Oh, here he is, Pete Hegseth. So he had what was most likely a consensual sexual relationship with someone, and then like she waits like 3 days later. Look up the Young Turks video. Like 3 days later to report it, and there's no evidence with the rape kit that it was rape. She said she might have been drugged because she doesn't remember this or that. That's another sign that, to me, it's kind of bullshit. Because why would you wait 3 days later, and why would you, I don't know, not remember almost any details? And she had an incentive to lie, like, because she was cheating on her husband, and she had an incentive to make it seem like that, she was raped instead of her just being a hoe, which I think she is. Because, okay, why would she meet with him and then, I don't know, it just doesn't, it doesn't really make sense to me. Like, if she wasn't trying to cheat with him, why was she meeting with him? And then also she has an incentive to lie and get a settlement, because he ended up paying her a money settlement. So there's at least two good reasons why she would make up a lie and sue him. So I think she lied. I don't know that for sure, but I don't think there's enough evidence to really hold it against Pete until we have more evidence that he actually did it. And again, as bad as that is, that has nothing to do with being a defense secretary. But in the eyes of the public, I can see why they think it's relevant, because it makes people not respect him in his position. So I mean, yeah, you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. But he. Anyways, let's just move on. Kristi Noem. She isn't that controversial, but the media might try to make it seem like she is, because she, I don't know, killed her dog and did some other hunting thing. That was a scandal. But other than that, she seems like she's, I don't know, not been that controversial or done a decent job. And I don't know who the heck that is. I'm not going to even look it up. Not considered controversial in the mainstream media that I've seen, even though I've tuned some of it out recently. Same for John Ratcliffe, and then Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know if she says she left the Democrat, I think, party, but it's like, what party is she in? I don't think she's in the Republican Party. I think she's like an independent. So I don't think Trump should have picked her, because we don't, like, is she a Democrat? Is she a Republican? Like, I don't know. She needs to make up her damn mind. She seems like she keeps trying to, like, flip-flop back and forth, like, trying to get fans on the Democrat side, but then also trying to get fans on the Republican side. I don't know. Just, she makes it seem like she's both a Democrat and a Republican, which is really weird to me, and I don't like that. I wouldn't trust her. She needs to decisively be a Republican or decisively be a Democrat, not this wishy-washy bullshit. Like, That, at least in my opinion, that's what it seems like to me. Um, there's other people that have been an independent for a while, like RFK Jr. That's different. She seems like she wants to, I don't know, be both a Democrat and a Republican. And then Dr. Oz, I actually think that he's controversial for, um, more reasons than maybe even some Democrats would say. Um, well, maybe not, because a lot of them do mention that he dispensed dubious medical advice. So basically, he's in favor of homeopathic remedies, even though they have no scientific basis. They're just like tea tree oil or some bullshit that doesn't do anything, that someone will say does everything, or at least, or does something well, without scientific proof. And these are the same type of people that, I mean, everyone, actually, I should say that most people, almost everyone, has used a homeopathic remedy before, because it's on the shelves of Walgreens and it says it treats this, and or it could be used for this, and it's like, you just see it as legitimate, because why would they have it in Walgreens if it's not legitimate? So I really think homeopathic remedies should be banned. And he also has had goofy people on his show that have these theories that are not based on science. They've been debunked. Like, you can tell something to do with the iris of the eye. You can tell like someone's health or something based off of that, and it's just not scientifically accurate. And to me, it's crazy in 2024 how we allow homeopathic remedies. I know people will argue, oh, well, it's not harming anyone and it's part of my religion, or someone should have the free right, like the free market right to choose it if they want to. But in my opinion, they shouldn't, because it's misleading advertising. Like, people are desperate and then they end up picking this medication that doesn't work out, and they just prolong their symptoms. Um, Kind of a tangent too. I think we should ban fortune tellers too, even though people try to say, oh, but then it's against my religion or whatever beliefs. I don't care. It's bullshit. Like, and I don't think fortune telling is part of a real religion. Like, that's not. That's, I don't know. That's just bullshit. uh, okay, Lee Zeldin. Don't know, because not in the media. Same with her. He's been in the media. RFK Jr. He he said stuff like he wants to ban food dyes and take fluoride out of the water and this and that. And it does say here he has no medical or public health degree. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he probably should be the Health and Human Services Secretary. There's probably someone else that has more education that would be better than him. Sometimes it is good, though, to have somebody that's a little different to change the status quo and represent what the average person is kind of thinking of, instead of just like the scholarly bubble, ivory tower, whatever you call it. And then Doug Burgum, don't know. He's not been in the media, neither has these people. Scrolling down. Now, I will talk about her, because she's somebody that, I'm not saying all these people are nobodies, but to me, I think they kind of are, because they're not related to somebody that I know of that's a somebody, and they're not, to me, like well known themselves. Linda McMahon, however you say it, I knew she was probably related to Vince McMahon as part of WWE, and I looked it up, and she doesn't have. I don't think she has any degree related to education. Like, she has experience running a business and stuff, but I feel like she should have some education if she's going to be the education secretary and transition co-chair. You know, like, why is Trump appoint? There's got to be like more candidates to choose from. I don't know why Trump's picking these people. I think he's picking his buddies again, like I'm saying, because he knew Vince McMahon because he did some WWE stuff with them. So a lot of bad picks by Trump, but at least they'll be loyal to him, and maybe they'll get some stuff done, and maybe it'll be a little bit of a breath of fresh air from the typical status quo politicians, and it'll probably be not terrible because Trump didn't have any political experience, and he became a president, and he did a really good job his first 2 years. And then later, I feel like he could have handled the COVID thing better. But anyways, let's just move on. Yeah, it isn't. I shouldn't say it isn't all about education and experience, but I feel like a lot of it should be based on that, and not just like you knowing somebody. These people I don't know. Vance, we already know enough about, but I guess I'll talk briefly about him. I still think he has a really bad opinion when he says that you should have to have a child to vote. Like, that's just really stupid to me that he thinks that, and that he would say that when that's super, super controversial. He just has this, like, I don't know, he's really into like family and stuff. I get it, but he's just, that's the only thing that I think is really weird about him. But all these other things, just saying he's weird in general, I don't really agree with that. I think everyone has their goofy opinions, and he just really wanted to throw that goofy opinion out there. But overall, he's well spoken, and I think he'll do well. Even though I feel like Trump should have picked another vice president. I don't know who. I feel like I shouldn't say anybody else, but that's what I'm thinking. But he didn't really do too bad. He wasn't that controversial or anything. So, and it happened to work out. These people I don't know about. Don't know about any of these people. I know about Elon Musk a little bit. Highly conservative. He has a lot of business experience, government efficiency effort. That's funny. They have a. Is this even an official position? I guess it is. I don't know, but that seems really weird. Because usually the government likes being inefficient, and for them to have a position to improve the efficiency seems funny to me. But Elon Musk would be great for that, from his business experience. Vivek Ramaswamy, however you say it. You know what's weird is I tried to look up so much more information about him because I remember blocking him on Twitter like a year or two ago or more, and then I try to figure out why the hell I blocked him. I'm trying to remember. I know he had some opinion I really didn't like. I think it was like a pro corporation type of opinion, maybe, or just I thought it had something to do with the war, like him supporting wars, because I really don't agree with Republicans that are like highly pro-war. But I feel like, yeah, let's look it up. I should say corporate tax rate. I don't know. He has some weird opinion that I really didn't like. I know he has some odd opinions, like he wants to ban the FBI and stuff, but I don't necessarily disagree with that. Um, I don't know, but I feel like he would support um, taxing the rich less. But let's just see what it says again. Okay, come on, no ad stuff. God dang, man. I don't know, but I feel like, anyways, you'll have to look it up. I'm tired of looking this stuff up with ads and whatnot. So don't know who those people are. Let's look at some of the people they say are controversial. I think I already covered all this, though. Yeah, see, I already covered all this. So, the main takeaway I hope you'll take away from this, the two things are Trump's picking his buddies, or maybe it's three, but picking buddies, like picking people he knows. Number two, he's picking people that have a low amount of education in general related to the job that they're trying to get, I guess you'd say, or applying for. And then they also tend to have low experience in the job that they're applying for. Like this guy, compared to the other guy that's currently the defense secretary, Lloyd Austin, who has 41 years of military experience, Pete has way less. I want to say it's about a decade of experience. So there's a clear difference in experience and possibly education. Even though I think he has a decent amount of education. So it's really just the experience, I think, is the main drawback of Pete compared to possibly other candidates. I think Trump should slow down. He should really look at these picks better. It's not my job, it's Trump's job to determine who the best candidates are. And I'm sure it wasn't just like two people who applied for each position. I'm sure it was like more. Or he could try to pick someone and see if they're interested. You know, like, yeah. So I feel like the media is making these people, they'll seem more scandalous in their past, like with skeletons in their closet, than they really have, you know, because everyone has skeletons, but like they're making small things seem like a super huge deal. And I don't think that's the main issue with his picks, is that they're underqualified and he's picking people he knows. And I'm not saying you shouldn't know anybody you pick, but I mean like to pick them because you know them, like because you're friends with them, instead of like because they're the most qualified, like how a employer would pick someone. So when I said Trump is picking people, like, it reminds me of the kickball team. It's like when you pick someone for kickball, you're picking a mix between your friends and the best players. So I'm not saying Trump is picking like someone just because they're friends of his, but when you're picking someone for kickball, like, I feel like it's about equal. Well, it depends on what type of person you are, but I think for most people, they'll do a mixture of both, where they kind of want to pick both their friends and the best players. And then the people that are the outcasts that get picked last, or not picked, are like the people that are not friends with the person that's a captain, picking people, and they're not very good, you know, not very qualified to play kickball, or in this case, be the uh, political position that they're possibly going to be picked for. So, thanks for watching.